A very good morning, everybody. Today we will discuss about the development of the face. The development of the face, if you see, it is developed from the five swellings or the processes that forms around the primitive mouth, which is called as stomodium. So stomodium is nothing but which is the primitive mouth, which is called as stomodium. So around this stomodium, the face is developed from five swellings or the five processes, which are, one single frontonasal process and the paired maxillary processes and paired mandibular processes. So all these five swellings or the processes which are seen around the primitive mouth, which is called as stomodium, and this forms the development of the face. Now the frontonasal process, if you see, that forms the forehead, external nose, nasal cavity, nasal septum, and philtrum of upper lip. This frontonasal process is responsible in forming all the above structures like forehead, external nose, nasal cavity, nasal septum, and the philtrum of the upper lip. The maxillary processes, we have two maxillary processes. These are the maxillary processes, and this is the frontonasal process. And this maxillary process, which are paired, forms the lateral part of upper lip. It forms the lateral part of the upper lip and upper part of the cheeks. Upper part of the cheeks. Then coming to the mandibular processes, this forms the chin, the lower lip, and the lower part of the cheek. So all these five swellings or the processes, the frontonasal process, maxillary process, mandibular process, are responsible to form the face. Now how? Now this is the frontonasal process. Okay, the frontal which forms the forehead. Okay, and this is the maxillary process, this one, and this is the mandibular process. So as I said in the previous slide, the frontonasal process is responsible for the external nose, forehead, external nose, nasal cavity, nasal septum, philtrum of the upper lip. Okay. So this entire thing is a frontonasal process. This is the maxillary process, and this is the mandibular process. We will go in detail about all this process in detail in the next class, in the next slide. Now coming to at the end of the fourth week, the five swellings. With these five swellings together, we call them as the facial primordia. So the facial primordia is nothing but the five swellings which we have discussed in the previous slide, where it has the frontonasal process, two maxillary processes, and the two mandibular process. Together they call it as a facial primordia. So at the end of the fourth week, these five swellings, the facial primordia, appears around the stomodium. Now here, if you see, this is the developing embryo of the fourth week. Now this is the primitive mouth. This is the primitive mouth, which is called a stomodium. So around this stomodium, all these five swellings are appeared. See, these are the frontonasal process. Now here you have the maxillary process. This is the mandibular process. Yes. So all these swellings are appeared in the fourth week of the intrauterine life around the primitive mouth, which is called a stomodium. The five facial primordia consist of mainly of mesenchyme covered by the ectoderm. So all these covered by the ectoderm, and they consist mainly of the mesenchyme. Okay. The frontal processes, the frontonasal process. The frontonasal process is formed by the proliferation of the mesenchyme lying ventral to the forebrain vesicle and forms the middle part of the upper border of the stomodium. Now here what he says is the frontonasal process is formed by proliferation of the mesenchymal cells lying ventral to the forebrain. Now this is the, this is the forebrain, and ventral to the forebrain. Here you see the cells get proliferated, the mesenchymal cells lying ventral to the forebrain, they form the frontonasal process. Okay, and forms the middle part of upper border of stomodium and forms the middle part. Now here, this is the stomodium and this is the frontonasal process. So this frontonasal process is forming what? It forms the middle part of upper border of the stomodium. So this part. This is the anterior view. This is the lateral view. So this is the frontonasal process. And in the anterior view, you can see that forms the upper and the middle part of the stomodium. It forms the upper border of the stomodium, and the middle part of the stomodium is formed with the frontonasal process. Maxillary processes. Now these maxillary processes, as I said, they are the paired processes, and which are of first arch forms the lateral part of the upper border of the stomodium. Yeah, this one. These are the maxillary process. You have two maxillary processes, and they are the processes of first arch forms the lateral part of the upper border of stomodium. Now here, this is the lateral, this is stomodium, which is a primitive mouth. So upper border of the the lateral part of the upper border of the stomodium is formed by this maxillary processes. Okay. Now here also you can see this is a maxillary prominence, maxillary processes. You see which forms the lateral part of the stomodium. Now this is the stomodium. This is the mandibular process. This is the frontonasal process. Coming to the mandibular processes. Now these mandibular processes are again they are of paired and of first arch and forms a whole lower border of the stomodium. Yes, this is the mandibular process. Now this mandibular process which forms the whole lower border of the stomodium. Now again, this is a primitive oral cavity or the mouth, which is called a stomodium, and the lower part of the stomodium is formed by the mandibular processes. The lateral part of stomodium is formed by the maxillary process. The upper border and the middle part of the stomodium is formed by the frontonasal process. So this is frontonasal process. These two are the maxillary processes, and this is the mandibular processes. Yeah. Now coming to the olfactory placode. Now what is this olfactory placode? On each side of the median plane in the ventrolateral part of the frontonasal process, the surface ectoderm thickens to form the ectodermal elevation, which is called as olfactory placode. Now here on the lateral parts, if you see here, on each sides of the median plane. Now this is a frontonasal process. So on each sides of the median plane of the ventrolateral. So ventrolateral, that means anterolateral, you can see a elevation which is formed by the thickening of the ectoderm. So the ventrolateral part of the frontonasal process, the surface ectoderm thickens. The surface ectoderm thickens to form a ectodermal elevation, which is called as the olfactory placode or the nasal placode. Now, these olfactory placodes invaginates into the underlying mesoderm to form the olfactory pits or the nasal pits. These pits are continuous with the stomodium below. So what it's telling is that these olfactory placodes invaginates into the mesoderm to form the pits, which are called as the nasal pits, or it is also called as the olfactory pits. The mesenchyme around the margins of the nasal pit proliferates to form a horseshoe-shaped elevation. Now, this nasal pit or this olfactory pit, okay, which are called as the which are formed by the invagination of the olfactory placodes. See, there is nothing to confuse. These olfactory placodes are nothing but these are the ectodermal thickenings or elevations which are seen on the ventrolateral part of the frontonasal process. And these olfactory placodes, they will invaginate into the mesoderm and forms a depression which is called as the olfactory pits or the nasal pits. And these pits or these nasal pits, what they say is that they proliferate. The mesenchyme around these pits, the mesenchyme around the margins of these nasal pits proliferate to form a horseshoe-shaped elevation. Horseshoe shape, you can see here this is. Now this nasal pit, here this is the depression which is called, this is the olfactory placode which is forming the nasal pit, and the margins of this nasal pit are proliferated to form a horseshoe shaped elevation. Okay, the medial nasal process, the medial half of the horseshoe shape is called as the medial nasal process. The lateral half is called as the lateral nasal process. Okay, I'll show you clearly in the next slide. See here. So this is the nasal pit, and the margins of this nasal pit is they get proliferated to form the horseshoe shape elevation. The medial half, this is the medial half. This medial half is called as the medial nasal process, whereas this lateral half is called as the lateral nasal process. Okay. The medial nasal process extends towards the stomodium and forms a process which is called as globular processes that are separated by a small triangular notch. Now what he says is that this medial nasal, this was the medial nasal process. This is the medial nasal process. This is the lateral nasal process. Now this medial nasal process, it moves towards the stomodium. It is moving towards the primitive mouth. It moves towards the stomodium and forms a process which is called as the globular processes. Globular processes, and that are separated by a small triangular area. Now this one. So these globular processes, see, this is one globular process. This is one globular process. These processes are moving towards the stomodium, towards the mouth, and both these are separated by a small triangular area, a triangular notch. The development of various parts of the face, if you see, the olfactory pits grows deeper to form the nasal cavities. So these olfactory pits or the nasal pits, these are the pits, right? These are the nasal pits or the olfactory pits. These pits grow deeper to form the nasal cavity. The median nasal process thins. So this is the median nasal process. This median nasal process, it becomes thin out gradually to form the nasal septum. So usually this median nasal process, I told you that the margins of the nasal pit will proliferate to form a horseshoe shape elevation, which is horseshoe shape elevation, where the lateral part is called as a lateral nasal process, and the medial one is called as a medial nasal process. Now this medial nasal process, what happens, it becomes gradually thin, it becomes very thin, and it forms the nasal septum. Okay. The globular process of the medial nasal process, the globular process of the medial nasal process fuse to form the philtrum. So this is the philtrum. This globular process, gradually what happens, it moves down and joins with the mouth and separated by a small area, triangular notch, and this is forming, these globular processes will fuse to form the philtrum. Philtrum is this one. This is the philtrum of upper lip. Then coming to the two maxillary processes, the two maxillary processes grows medially below the developing eye. So this maxillary processes, this is a maxillary process. These maxillary processes grows medially. It grows medially below the developing eye and fuse with the lateral nasal process. Yes, this is the lateral nasal process. So this mandibular process, it grows medially below the developing eye and fuses with the lateral nasal process. It fuses with the lateral nasal process to form the lateral part of upper lip and the upper part of the cheek. Now you see here, this is the maxillary process. This maxillary process, this is the developing eye. This is the lateral nasal process. This is the medial nasal process. This is the globular process. Now this maxillary process, it grows medially below the developing eye, and it also fuses with the lateral nasal process, and ultimately it is forming the lateral part of the upper lip and also the upper cheek, and also the upper cheek. You can see very clear the violet color area. This entire thing is formed by the maxillary process. It is forming the lateral part of upper lip, and the upper cheek is formed by the maxillary process, which is fused with the lateral nasal process, and also it grows medially below the developing eye. This what? See, this is the area. This is the medial nasal process. This medial nasal process, it becomes very thin and becomes the nasal septum. It becomes a nasal septum. The two mandibular processes forms the lower lip and the lower part of the cheek. So this mandibular process, this is the mandibular process. This mandibular process, it forms the lower lip and the lower part of the cheek. The surface opening of the stomodium here, this one, this is the stomodium. The surface opening of the stomodium forms the oral fissure. The lateral angles of the oral fissure are formed by the fusion of the maxillary and the mandibular process, this one. So the lateral angles of the oral cavity or the stomodium is formed by the fusion of maxillary process and the mandibular process. So the fusion of maxillary and the mandibular process forms the cheek, this one. And this is the oral cavity or the oral fissure. So this mandibular process forms the lower lip and the lower part of the cheek. The surface opening of the stomodium forms the oral fissure, and the lateral angles of the oral fissure is formed a fusion of maxillary and mandibular process. Here, this one, this entire thing, the lower part of the cheek and the lower lip is formed by the mandibular process. So the innervation, if you see the structures of head, neck, and the face, if you see head and face embryologic innervation, if you see the structures derived from the frontonasal process are supplied by the ophthalmic nerve, okay, which is a division of the trigeminal nerve. The structures derived from the maxillary process are supplied by the maxillary nerve. Again, it is one of the division of the trigeminal nerve. The structures derived from the mandibular process are supplied by the mandibular nerve. This is also the division of the trigeminal nerve. So structures derived from the frontonasal process, which I have discussed, okay, that are supplied by the ophthalmic nerve. The structures derived from the maxillary process, they are supplied by the maxillary ophthalmic nerve, and the structures from the frontonasal process is by the ophthalmic nerve. The structures from the maxillary process is by the maxillary nerve. The structures derived from the mandibular process is supplied with the mandibular nerve. So the table format also you can look out, okay. So this is all about the development of the face. So I request all you people to please go through this. The three processes, the five processes. One is the frontonasal process, two paired maxillary processes, two paired mandibular processes will result in the formation of the face. Clear? So please everybody go through this. And if you have any doubts, you can post it in my personal WhatsApp group. Thank you.